So my friend shows me this town that they're building, and I asked him to share it with me because it's made out of long blocks. And what I wanted to show them is you can make long blocks work out for you extremely well by cutting a path through all the blocks. This one ended up being extremely fortunate, where the path ended up being very close to all the education places, assets, be it a public school, high school, university, library. It was pretty much along the path. Yep. The other thing I wanted to show them was how I deal with death care. You know, I like building multiple things like double cargoes, having one import and the other export, the garbage thing. Well, I do the same thing with death assets, with crematoriums and cemeteries. To the point now that when I start something new, I'll find a place in the middle of nowhere for the cemetery and try to see if I can build a facility out from that when I achieve the ability to put down like crematoriums. Because I think in most cities it's like you got to get a population of 18,000, where this just popped over, before you get crematoriums. But when you do, well, then you can empty out your cemeteries. I think that's when you learn that you got to keep your cemeteries close, or your crematoriums close to your cemeteries, so that the drive isn't so long to empty, or it doesn't take so long to empty a cemetery. So I thought, well, we'll do one better. Make a facility. Right? So here I am. I'm going to make one of these little facilities. I also want to show them that just because a ploppable asset says it needs to be roadside, well, it doesn't need to be a roadside. It just needs a road connection. Like I showed you with the cargo terminals, how I do those all the time. Well, I'm going to do the same sort of thing here. Right? Now, you got to lay it roadside so it knows what orientation you want it to be or which way it's going to lay. But after that, you can redraw the road and change it. Right? See? It's got a road connection. It's just fine. But like I was saying, nowadays, I like clustering them. And the advantage is when the cemetery needs to empty, it's got two assets to empty too. At the same time doing this, it happens really quick. They just zip, 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 zip. Right? Well, maybe not that quick, but fairly quick. So quick that your city or town doesn't notice the interruption in service because it doesn't really mess the vehicles. Now, I put these little extensions here on these curvy roads because you need a flat spot. They need to be roadside, but after they're roadside, after you attach them, you can do what I did to the cemetery. You can remove it. Or that thing right there. Right, so you can imagine the advantage here. Right, when the cemetery needs to empty, it empties out to these. Well, if they have a road. Yeah, no, it takes me a while to figure out what I want to do. And then I'm going to come in here and mess it around with move it, just to get the feel that I want. But basically, this little setup, whenever you need to empty the cemetery, oh, it's wicked quick. I almost want to keep this whole area for a larger cemetery. But yeah, it's not my town. I just wanted to show them something. Right? You know what I want to do from here? I think what I want to do is show you one that's working. Give me a second. So, you kind of get the gist that I like building facilities. I build them because they're super efficient. Let me show you this one. Right now, the cemetery is emptying to the crematoriums. Well, all three of them are working in conjunction to empty that the cemetery. At the same time, there are still vehicles going out and coming in for all three of these assets from the city. So there's no interruption of service. Whereas if you have a cemetery and the crematorium within some kind of distance, well, it's going to take a long time to empty, and you could start seeing people getting a little upset because their dead person hasn't been picked up. Yeah, I know. I could have said that better. Think about doing this often. Or more often. At least once per city, and you'll see. It's a very, very good system. Have fun. Ciao for now.